Hi everybody, we are back with our Beginner's Bible. Today we are going to continue talking about Holy Week. We've talked about Jesus entering Jerusalem on the donkey and everybody being excited and celebrating the Messiah being there. Then we talked about the upper room where Jesus was having his meal with his friends. That's where he was washing their feet. And that's where he told his people that they need to go out and be servants. He told his disciples they need to be servants to others. They need to spread the good news of Christ, and they have to spread the good news of God. Then he also did one of the toughest things he had to do. He had to tell Judas, which was also one of his disciples, that he was going to betray him. He was going to turn against him, and he was going to turn him over to the authorities. That would have been a very hard thing for Jesus to do, knowing that one of his very best friends was going to turn on him that night. But more happened that night in the upper room. One of the neatest things that God gave us and what Christ gave us to remember him by is communion. And this is the story about that. So this is the Last Supper. This comes from Matthew 26, 17 through 29, Mark 14, 12 through 25, Luke 22, 7 through 19, and John 13 and 14. So it comes from all four places in the Bible. Then Jesus did something else. He picked up a loaf of bread and he blessed it. Then he broke it into pieces. He gave the bread to his disciples to eat. Jesus said, "This bread is my body. Every time you do this, think of me." In the same way, he took a cup of wine and blessed it, and he gave it to the disciples to drink. "This is my blood. It is poured out to forgive the sins of many." And remember, our sins are our bad choices or our thumbs down choices. They're in our lives because of Adam and Eve and the fall of the good, but we don't have to intentionally make those bad choices. We don't have to go and do naughty things. We can always think in our mind and say, yes, I can do good things and I can follow the rules and I can follow the laws. The time has come for me to go away. Where I am going, you cannot go yet. I am going to heaven to prepare a wonderful home for you, but I will return to you soon. At first, you will be very sad, but do not be frightened. Soon you will understand and you will be filled with joy. How many times have we heard in the Bible either God or an angel or now Jesus saying, "Do not be afraid"? Lots and lots. So, that is the story for today. You see a lot of people in churches who are taking communion, or different denominations call it a different thing too. But they take the bread and then they take the juice or the wine, and they remember that Christ died for our sins and he took away all of those icky things in our lives, so that way when we really rely on him and we really believe in him, we can go to heaven when we're not on this earth anymore. And that's one of the greatest gifts that Christ gave us, is that Last Supper and the remembrance that we get to be with him after we are done on this earth. So we will touch more on the rest of Holy Week throughout the week. So we will see you guys later. Bye.